Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Taylor. Today we are going to be making crock pot applesauce. So you're going to need about 8 large apples. If you have smaller apples, double them. So these are going to equal, 2 of these equals about 1 of these. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to make our liquid mixture, okay? This is fairly easy. So here in our liquid mixture, it's going to be about a half a cup of warm water, and then you're doing a tablespoon of sugar. I use both nutmeg, wrong direction, nutmeg and cinnamon. You're gonna do about a teaspoon of those. If you don't like it super spicy, if you don't like as much to it and you like it to be more appley, then just tone it down. Don't put as much, but you can definitely work this into the direction that that you like. So if you only like just a little touch of it, only put a little bit in there. But this is going to be poured over top of the apples in the crock pot. Okay, so you're going to take your apples and be sure to rinse them very well and get the stickers off of them. And now that they're rinsed, what we're going to do, let me move some of these guys out of the way. You can either do this with a knife, or I use this, kind of cheating. I like the skins. I don't mind the skin in applesauce, so I am not skinning mine. But you can definitely get a skinner, or what they call a peeler, and do that. But I do it this way because there's the core. Take the core out. We're going to set that aside because that's going to go into the trash. Something that I always like to do, I always like to take the wedges and go like this, and if I feel it's crunchy, I just cut that off, because that's a piece of the core. It's not always perfect to do the slicer and core like that. And then what you're going to do, you're going to take them, put them in the crock pot as you slice them and go. So like these that have crunchy, I need my smaller knife. I'm going to take our knife, and all I am doing is I am just going under, and you're kind of going like this with the knife. You're just going like this, and all you're doing is taking that crunchy piece out and set it aside. You don't feel any more crunchy pieces? Into the crock pot it goes. So let's go ahead and let's get all these guys cut up and get them put in the crock pot, and we'll be back. Just a quick tip. While I am still finishing up the apples, remember not to eat the seeds. The seeds are what is poisonous in an apple, and it is poisonous to all living creatures. The seeds actually contain arsenic, so you do need to eat quite a few seeds for it to be very dangerous, but just don't even try it. I just thought I would remind you all, don't eat the seeds. Make sure that they don't go in there. Just remove everything of the core out of there and make sure it's just apple slices. Okay, I just wanted to show you all, if you don't have a peeler, how you can cut it with a knife. So the stems I usually grab and twist until they come out, but cut it. Cut it. So I'm kind of imitating wedges. So in case you can't see, I'm cutting it at an angle and going down so you get a wedge. Now of course, whenever you're doing stuff like this, be very careful not to cut yourself And then we're just gonna cut that core out like that. We still have a crunchy piece. Let's cut that crunchy piece out, put it into the pile, check everybody else. No seeds, no core. This one's got a little bit of the core, so let's cut that out and put that in. No seeds, no core. No seeds, no core. Move that aside, and then you're just doing the same thing. Cutting it down into slices. They don't have to be perfect. And we cut this out. No seeds, no core. And you see you get these little slices like that. Throw them in the pot. Check. No seeds, no core. Put them in the pot. That's all of your apples. And once they're all in there, we're going to go to the next step. Okay, some quick tips to get rid of your scraps. So the ones without the seeds, like the pieces of the core that you cut off, you can always take it outside and put it outside, use it as fertilizer or, you know, some snacks for the animals. But I like to put it back on my cutting board, and then you take it, the cutting board by one end, and push into the trash can. Another tip is have the trash can right next to you. So it makes it easier. So especially if you've got a larger kitchen and you're having to walk across the kitchen, put the trash can next to you. It makes it easier, especially when you're doing other things like cracking eggs. Okay, so now, sorry, I just washed everything, so it's wet under my rings. Something that I do like to do, I like to clean as I go. So when you've got all these guys in there, that's a good time to take your knife, your cutting board, your peeler, and all of that and wash it. Or set it in the dishwasher, and that way you don't have to worry about it when you get done with this. So now we've got all of our apples in the crock pot, and my light just died. Dang it, that's fine. So we're gonna take our mixture here, which is our water, sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg. If you're allergic to any of those, please do not put them in there. You can also substitute using allspice or pumpkin spice to kind of change up the flavor a little bit. I use warm water so it kind of mixes a little bit easier. Give it a little bit of a swirl. Set our stirrer aside, and we're gonna just pour it over top of the apples. It won't hurt to add a little extra water just to get the remnants of what's left in the cup in there. Pour that in. Let's set our cup aside. So you don't need a whole lot of water because apples are very watery on their own. So you're kind of just getting just enough to almost boil, in a sense. So now what we're going to do, pardon my wet crock pot lid, just washed it. So we're going to put our lid on, and you're going to put it on low, not high. Put it on low, low and slow. You're going to put it on low for 6 to 8 hours. If you work an 8-hour day, put it on low before you leave for work and come home, and it should be done. An extra hour or two on low is not going to hurt it. It's not, trust me. You don't want to go past that though, because then you might get a burnt taste to it. But we're going to leave this for at least 6 hours. I will come back in 6 hours and take a peep on it and kind of see where we're at. When it is done cooking, the apples are translucent and they're nice and soft and everything looks like, yeah, we're getting into that mash scent. You are then going to take, which I don't see mine, a potato masher, and you're going to go through and you're going to mash it really, really good. You can also, after that, use a whisk and whisk it really good. You're trying to get it as least chunky as possible. If you want a little bit of chunk in there, leave it. but you're gonna mash it up until it's into that paste like an applesauce, and then mix it up really good. Taste it. If you think it needs more seasoning, add it. Let it sit on low for about 30 minutes. Mix it up, let that seasoning kind of soak in. If you think it's fine, turn it off, and then you can put it into containers, and you can even freeze it. So put it into freezer safe containers, and you can put it in your freezer and then just move it to your fridge the day that you want to eat it. And that's it. Stays for about 6 months in the freezer. In the fridge, probably about 2 to 3 months. But that's how I make it, and I can already feel it starting to get warm. All right, that is it, you guys. Let me change my angle here because I am like squatting. All right, you guys, that is it for today. Hopefully your guys' applesauce turns out really, really well. I will have photos of it at the end of this video so you can see what it looks like. And hopefully it turns out the way that it's supposed to. I've done this before and it's fairly easy. You just have to be patient in the cooking process of it. But I will see you next time for another video of Cooking with Taylor. If you have any suggestions, comment them down below. Bye! I completely forgot, in case you all wanted to see, this is my apron. It's a very lightweight, comfy apron. It is, if you guys are curious about it, I can put the link of this specific one down below. This one does not go very large in size. I'm gonna be honest, I think I got their largest size and it just fits. But this style of apron is specifically called a pinafore apron. I'm gonna put up here the spelling of it so you guys can see it. You can go on Etsy or Amazon and type in pinafore apron and you should get a lot of things that come up. And a lot of them do come in different prints and colors as well. But it's nice and lightweight. I like it. Washes easily. Okay guys, bye.